camera angle makes me look really skinny, and I really like it because I put on a lot of weight since lockdown, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, we have some excited parrots in the room right now. Hi guys, it's Ash on my now. How's everyone doing? Good, 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 I hope. Today I am gonna do a spotlight on the first ever luxury brand to come from Australia. It's called Goldfield and Banks, and I smelled these perfumes probably about a year ago, but I smelled them in a real perfume saturated setting, so I don't feel like I got the full impression, and my memory sucks, so I forgot what they smell like. So I wanted to smell them again on camera and just talk about them. It's time for a spotlight. So Goldfield and Banks, Australia. This brand is relatively new. They were founded in 2016. So first I want to talk about the founder. He is a Belgian-French guy called Dimitri Weber or Weber maybe. And he, like I guess a lot of us, saw the draw of Australia and wanted to go there and discover what it's about. So he went over there, traveled there, and completely fell in love with the flora, fauna. I want to say Merryweather. That's just the Disney character loving person that I am. The flora, the fauna, the landscapes, the plants, the seeds, the ocean, the dramatic rock formations, just everything that Australia has to offer. So he decided to make a brand, working with a bunch of perfumers, to incorporate indigenous plants and materials that you can only find in Australia. So it's a really cool concept. That is the unique selling point of this brand. I have not seen a brand like that before, so I'm really excited to try them again. My first impressions I don't really remember. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. We will see. So the name of the brand comes from two things, obviously. Banks refers to the first ever, I guess, horticulturist, naturalist, cultivator of ingredients, Joseph Banks from Australia, who collected a bunch of seeds and plants and leaves and flowers and petals and resins, and then presented them to Europe and said, hey, this is what we have to offer in Australia. We've got some stuff too, you know. It's not all about the French flowers. And the Goldfield refers to Australian sandalwood. There is a saying that sandalwood grows in Australia in fields of gold. So it's Goldfield and then Banks. That's where it comes from. So you can buy these fragrances in, I don't think many places, but I'll give you UK guys the places. You can buy them in Selfridges in Oxford Street, and you can also buy them in JOVOY in Mayfair. So there are currently 8 fragrances in the line, and I have 6 of them. They've released 2 more fragrances since I acquired my samples. I'll post a link to their website below as usual, but I wanted just to talk to you about them and see, you know, what they're all about. They come in 100ml bottles and they retail for £135, I believe, apart from one of them, which is called Southern Bloom, which is a bit more, and I always want to say Moon Bloom. Why do I always want to say Moon Bloom? Which company has a perfume called Moon Bloom? Anyway, this brand is all about nature. It's all about traceability. It's all about knowing where their ingredients come from the top of the line right to the bottom. This brand isn't a brand that just buys ingredients from a lab and then just mixes them and sells them on. The owner, Dimitri, and I guess the perfumers are super involved in the harvesting and everything about where these fragrances come from. So I'm really excited to find out a bit more about what they smell like. But that's it, I'll start smelling them because I get really antsy and I just want to smell stuff. We'll just get the stuff out of the way and let's just smell perfume. That's why I'm here. So I'm gonna start with, it's called Bluesite Press. And I'm starting with this one because there's literally one spray left, so I'm scared it's going to evaporate in the time of me recording this video to actually smelling it. I just want to say, this is how you do a sample, guys. This is how you do it. This is It's got the note list in there, it's got a bit of artwork, it's got a description. This makes my job so much easier. I wish every brand did it like this, but some of them it's just perfume and then just a stuff, and you just gotta smell it. So Bluesite Press, it says here, every single perfume has a place or a territory or an area that it's inspired by, or I guess where some of the ingredients came from. And this one is Kakadu, Northern Territory. I have been there. It's a really cool place. It was one of my favorite places I've been to in the world. Catherine Gorge, Barramundi Gorge is just a really cool place. It was gorge. So it says here, a haze of light incense that fuses with the scent of the morning dew evaporating from a deep blue-green forest. So the indigenous notes, you have blue cypress from Australia, you have Bulgarian lavender, Indonesian patchouli, Indonesian clove, and star anise from India also. So let's spray it. There's literally the tiniest bit, so let me just hope that I can get this out of here. Yeah, okay, it's sprayed. We're fine, guys. We're fine. We're out of muddy water. Okay, this is... The brand says that all of their perfumes are unisex. They wanted to create this, you know, completely luxury but not putting anyone in a box kind of feeling. And the way this one smells to me on, I'm going to say second impression because I smelled it a year ago, it smells, it's almost fougere like. I guess the lavender is responsible for that, but it feels aquatic as well. And from what I know of cypress, it's kind of sticky green and almost aromatic as well in the way it smells. But this one, I feel like I've smelled this before, and I don't mean I've smelled this before. I mean I've smelled something like this before. It feels a bit aftershave-y. It feels a bit it's kind of marine, almost like a marine fougere type smell. When I think of Kakadu National Park, I went there, and it's kind of big arid rocks and waterfalls and fish ponds and it's very outback, you know. This is more ocean to me. It's definitely masculine. I can smell the aniseed part of it, which is kind of nice. It's adding a little twist, but this feels ozonic, and it to me this doesn't smell super exciting. I guess when you smell these, I wanted to really feel the cypress. I wanted to feel what that is. I'm gonna move on. The next one is my favorite. I remember smelling these back, I don't remember what they smelled like, but I remember actually smelling them, and this one is the one that really got me. It's called Southern Bloom, and this one has a flower in it from Tasmania. It's the Boronia flower. They're super cute. It's a shrub that has these really deep pink purple flowers that are like 4 petals, and when they're not open they look like tulips but upside down. They're really, really cute. So this one says, Southern Bloom honours the rare and enchanting native scented flower, the Boronia, during its short September spring bloom on Australia's southernmost island, Burnie, off the coast of Tasmania. An immediately lavish, pure and sensational floral woody fragrance with a smooth, velvety sensation and glimpses of exquisite green notes, opulent, sophisticated and luxurious. So the notes are the absolute of the Boronia flower, France, Cassis, France, Italian mandarin, Madagascar ylang ylang, no wonder I like this one so much, sambac jasmine, Italian iris, Javan vetiver, Australian sandalwood, amber and musk. I want to put this one on my skin because I remember smelling this one and it was definitely my favourite, so I just want to wear this on me because it's the final part of it as well. So, this is really good. I mean, obviously I'm going to like the floral the most, but this is so rich. I don't know what Boronia flowers smell like. I kind of wish I did, but when I smell this, it doesn't really matter. It smells super smooth, kind of tropical, without being suntan lotiony. There's a little bit of fizz, there's a little bit of woodiness. Oh, I really like this. I think ylang ylang just makes everything smell good. I don't know how that happens, but it can give a fragrance such a nice texture and not a warmth, but like a smooth richness and a backbone, and this fragrance has that going on. It's a little bit candy-like, but also a bit mature. It's not like it's a juvenile kind of teeny bopper style floral that's pink, because this thing is, look, it's pink. It's very, very pink. So it's nice. It smells kind of like almost a multitude of white flowers that have just been dusted with candy a little bit, but not too cloying. It's a nice balance. This one is my favorite, and I remember it being my favorite, and I'm gonna stand by saying this is still gonna be my favorite. So we're gonna smell the next one. So the next one is called White Sandalwood. And sandalwood, let's talk about that for a second. There has obviously been a super over harvesting of Mysore sandalwood, the super precious sandalwood that comes from India. I've noticed a lot of fragrances that are now naming Australian sandalwood in their note list, because obviously it's more readily available. So this is obviously Goldfield and Banks saying, hey, we have sandalwood too, you know, and it's really, really nice. So this one says, oh, what did I say? Southern Bloom, Bruny Island, Tasmania. Right, so white sandalwood is Kununurra, Western Australia. This heavenly, sophisticated scent stands out because of its unique blend of exotic spices and rich wood. It evokes the fragrance of sizzling scented oil flowing down the balmy leaves of a sacred tree. So this has Australian sandalwood, obviously, Moroccan thyme, amber, Turkish rose, Comoros Island pepper, and Spanish saffron. Okay. Sandalwood is always a really elusive note, you know, sometimes it's something you have to really reach for. It's not something that immediately jumps out. It's super flowy, it's very soft, and let's see if it prevails in this fragrance. Okay. This doesn't smell anything like what I remember or what I thought it was going to be. This is almost like a pretty floral, almost spring-like smell. Is it rose though? It's definitely not spicy. I don't smell thyme. I don't smell pepper or saffron. I would call this... Let me do it on this hand because the Moon Bloom, Southern Bloom one is imposting into my nostrils. Hold on. This is really gentle. It's very tender, and I would say this is on the super soft side of an Oriental. I can feel amber, but it's super light. This is nothing like I thought it was going to be at all. Where's the sandalwood? I find myself saying that a lot of the time when I smell a sandalwood fragrance, but where is the sandalwood? I would think if it's going to be called white sandalwood and it's showcasing Australian ingredients that it would be... I mean, sandalwood is a base note, so I guess I'm jumping the gun there a little bit, where I'm like, where's the sandalwood? I want the sandalwood right now. I'm only smelling these, you know, first impressions, so it's going to take a little time. But this smells... This is like a pretty spring floral, and to me, it doesn't feel special. I don't know, I feel like I've smelled this before, again, not like before, but I've smelled something in the market that smells like this. This one feels kind of commercial, and that's okay, but when a brand says that they're the newest luxury niche brand from Australia, I wanted more from this one, especially because it's centered around white sandalwood. I need to give it a bit more time before I make my snap judgment. But so far, Southern Bloom is my favorite, so this is the best one. Okay, we're going to move on to Desert Rosewood, and this one is Central Highlands, Victoria. It says, the unusual resinous and comforting leathery fragrance reveals an exceptional encounter between a rainbow of woods and the spectacular Australian desert under the burning sun. So it has Buddha wood from Australia, Sicilian Mandarin. It's really hard because the notes say Mandarin Sicily, so I'm having to switch my brain to say Sicilian Mandarin rather than Mandarin Sicily. It's Indian cardamom, Laotian benzoin, vanilla from the Comoros Islands, and Indonesian patchouli. Now I must say this one I'm kind of familiar with. I think this is the one that I've smelled the most, and it's actually really cool. So this I really like. This is it's a woody fragrance that has touches of boozy facets, and it's got something in there that I always, in my brain, I feel like I'm smelling cardamom or something like that. It's like there's an anise, or there's something like a cool spice in there, which makes it have a tinge of greenery. This is, to me again, it feels masculine. I never put things in boxes, but I like this. This is a cool, spicy, woody fragrance. It's got some clarity. It's not too dense or thick. It's not like there's a vetiver kind of woodiness in here. This is, these blotters, they're super budget. I made them myself 5 minutes ago out of some paper and scissors. So the star of the show, or you know, the main showcased thing here is supposed to be Buddha wood. I've never smelled it. I am reminded of, there's another perfume that has Buddha wood in it. I think it's 4160 Tuesday's one. It's called Buddha Wood Box. But yeah, this smells like, it smells a bit Indian. It smells like a clean, cool, almost green sort of spiced wood fragrance. And I really like this. It's very smooth. There's a smoothness here that makes it feel wearable. This one does feel really niche, and it feels gentlemanly, and it smells expensive. So I like Desert Rosewood. I'm a fan of this one. Second favourite to Southern Blue, I will say. So the second to last one is called Wood Infusion. What is the wood? Let's test out this new camera, shall we? Can you guys see that? You can see it really close up, not like my other camera. Oh my gosh. Okay, Wood Infusion. This one is from Fraser Island, Queensland. That is like a dream destination for me. I really, really want to go to Fraser Island. Google images of that and you'll see what I mean. So this one says, Wood Fusion is an exotic infusion of all wood species. All wood species? That's a lot of wood. The fragrance exudes the creamy, rich, quintessentially Australian flavour of the eucalypt, the buttery and fragrant sandalwood blend with exotic and sumptuous agar wood. So this has Brazilian sweet orange, Australian exotic woods, so maybe they did just put them all in there. Okay, this is exciting. Then it has Italian iris, Australian lavender, agar wood and musk. Okay, I wonder if it's a dark musk or if it's a light musk. So this is obviously going to be very woody. I'm expecting a just explosion of about 100 different woods right now. Let's see. I can immediately smell the oud. Of course, a lot of the times when there is oud or agar wood in a perfume, it's going to be the dominant one. This feels really oriental. This is hyper woody. It's super sharp. It's almost like terpenic, kind of almost. Sometimes woods are so high pitched and woody that they make me think of petrol, and I'm not saying it smells like petrol, but sometimes woods are so intense like that. It's like the sharpest kind of terpenic sort of wood. It's almost verging on like varnish sort of smell, but wearable. I'm not saying it smells like someone just painted a fence. It's that kind of woody perfume. Super crisp. It's like crystalline clear wood that is. I can imagine this one on skin being really sultry. I can imagine if I smelled this on a person that it would be one of those woody perfumes that it's got a little bit of mystery about it, this one, I think. I've got to stop doing that. I like this. Why am I smelling coconut a little bit now that it's drying? Iris, lavender, musk, agarwood. I mean, there's a lot going on. It's ultimately oud at the forefront, but it's the crispest oud I've ever smelled. It's super sharp. There's something kind of coconutty coming through behind, almost like it could be figgy, or there's something a little bit tropical. Interesting. I would need to smell this one on skin. So far, third favourite. And there's me always saying that I don't like things that have oud in them, or agarwood in them. I like this. Okay, we're going to do the last one. And the last one is called Pacific Rock Moss. If this is going to be aquatic, we're going to have a problem. I don't really like aquatic things that much. So this one is about South Coast, New South Wales. It looks kind of cool. I mean, I'm going to put the images of the bottles in anyway. Because I've got a new camera, I just want to do that all the time. Focus. Yay, I can focus. So this one says, seize the day and experience a movement of pure bliss with this invigorating fragrance. A distinctive marine note. Grown, I don't like marine. Graced with aromatic essences, brings you on a lush coastal walk on a beautiful summer day. So it says Australian coastal moss, Italian lemon, French sage, Egyptian geranium, and Virginian cedarwood. Alright, keep an open mind, you know? There's always going to be fragrances that you read on paper, or a certain style of fragrance where you say, oh, that's not really my thing. But I'm here just to tell you how they smell and try to not give you my opinion, but I always have to, sorry. This one is probably my least favourite, and that's really bad because I know I'm judging it. I'm going to compare it to the other aquatic one, which is the first one, which was Bluesite Press. Bluesite Press is better. It's got more of like a cucumbery wateriness, which I can deal with. This smells like cologne. You know, that molecule that perfumers use to create this aquatic feeling, which is not a bad thing because it gets the job done. You know, you can't distill sea air. They have to do something to create an aquatic feeling. I wouldn't say it necessarily smells mossy, but I do smell something salty. I don't smell lemon or sage. It's softly marine and softly salty. This kind of feels like in the realm of Alien Mirage, which I reviewed recently by Tom Mugler, one of the new ones. It's that subdued, salty marine type smell. I can't really say much more about that one because it's really difficult to pinpoint. It doesn't have anything that kind of jumps out at me that I can say, oh, I can definitely feel that. This one's more just like a feeling, and this one's really quiet. It's the most quiet of the bunch. So this would be good for people that like things that are fresh, that want to smell clean, that don't want their perfumes to be too offensive or just annoy other people. So that one's my least favorite. I'm not a marine ozonic type lover of a person anyway when it comes to perfume, so I think I'm going to leave it there. So overall, I'll say a couple of things. I really like the idea of this brand. I love that they are being kind of eco-friendly and super involved in what they're doing and where their ingredients are coming from, you know, because that makes sure that things aren't being tested on animals and stuff like that. And I like the fact that they're trying to incorporate indigenous materials into the perfumes. I have never smelled firsthand a lot of the ingredients that they're saying that are in the perfumes, but I feel, if I'm going to be 100% honest, that some of them feel really good and some feel very familiar. But I'm not sure that that's the point of the brand. I'm not sure that they're trying to break out and make super edgy or new compositions. I think that the brand is using the materials that they have and fitting them into compositions and ideas that have been tried and tested. That's how I feel about them. So if you do smell them and you say, oh, I've smelled that before, like I did, or oh, that's not, you know, majorly exciting, I think the whole point of the brand is to showcase Australian ingredients. And did they do that? I don't know, because I've not smelled them before. I can only reference if it's Australian sandalwood. I know kind of what that smells like. I don't know what Pacific rock moss smells like, but I can tell you that this is a marine perfume. Maybe I'm not the best qualified to do it, but it's just my humble opinion. I think they smell nice, they smell clean, they have a clarity to them. They would be a really nice jump off point if you're getting into niche perfumes but don't want to go straight in for the crazy, with like some brands are. And I think they're pleasant. Not something I would run out and buy, but I think they're okay. And I'm gonna leave it there. Anyway guys, I'm out from Mono. This was my spotlight on Goldfield and Banks from Australia. Trying to make the world smell better, one video at a time. I'll speak to you guys soon. Goodbye.